Hi everybody, first and foremost, I want to remind you to subscribe to this channel in order to see a lot more flight review videos that I'm going to be rolling out. In order to take Qatar Qsuite, it actually took a little bit of effort. I obviously could have just bought the ticket, but what's fun in that, right? So I had to get it with points. And I want to minimize the number of points I'm going to spend, but maximize the length of the flight as well as the type of planes I'm going to be on. And that's very important if you want to end up on the best possible business class. And also, I like a somewhat lengthy stay to Doha, a city that I've only seen because I'm a World Cup fan on TV, but I just want to be there and find out whether it's really as boring as everyone else says it is. And so it took me a while to decide, okay, I'm going to fly from South Korea. Incheon is a country that I'm fairly familiar with and I enjoy visiting. And with a one-day stop in Doha and then end up in Rome, and it turned out to be a great experience overall. First, we got to the Incheon airport, and there's a lot that went on before that. And if you want to subscribe to my channel, and you'll see my videos on Zip Air from San Francisco to Tokyo, and then I took it like a very short flight from Japan to Busan, and we're had some fun in Busan, and you can see those videos as well. So the Incheon airport is as usual, nice and big and fancy, and of course, because of Qatar Airlines, it obviously has to have its nice and huge and fancy check-in area. It's a good sized plane as well, so they do need a lot of space. So I found business class and I lined up and went in. It's just so excited because I know what I'm getting myself into, a legit Qsuite equipped plane, and a new one too, right? So it took me no time to check in because we're there like really early. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of time and tell you about the lounge experience we had. So because of Qatar business class, you get to go to the One World Lounge, which is kind of small, and it has some food but not very impressive. What's always impressive in South Korea is either Asiana or Korean Air Lounge or the lounge that they're affiliated with them. They're always like super nice, right? So you do want to get yourself into Asiana Airlines lounge if you can, and never disappointed. All right, so after like a quick wait, we are going to board this plane. I kind of sped out the video, but it's funny how people are walking pretty fast. Because if you're going to Qsuite, allegedly world's best, at least one of the best, business class, you want to get your butt on that seat as early as possible so you can spend as much as time as humanly possible on this plane, right? And once you go in there, like I've seen some videos on it already, there are quite a few of these. Not too many, I would say, on Qsuite itself as I expected, just on Qatar in general. First impressions, that color is very soothing, the configuration is nice, hardware is just top notch. So once we sit down, always the first thing we do is check out the amenity kit. Why? Well, that's why you take business class. All these little things here and there. So for Qatar flying Qsuite, you expect something fancy. I think I've seen on the video about the brand, but I was completely surprised when I got the box. It's a paper box with very fine stuff in it, said, right? It's all French and everything, but it's not like a nice pouch. So, which was a little bit disappointing, I would say. I looked in the boxes, tried to see if there's something like that inside, but not really. Like there's a kind of flimsy little thing, and I took it out as a sock, right? So there. Okay, so because we're flying as a couple, one of the most amazing features of Qatar's Qsuite is that you're able to lower the partition to the point that you almost feel like you're in a queen size bed. But that turned out to be a little bit more difficult than I thought. Like it did take some pressing really hard in order to get that partition down there to where I want it to be. Okay, since we're not taking off anytime soon, I have plenty of time to explore the cabin. This is very new. This plane is about 1 year old, so everything is spick and span, let alone, of course, top-notch maintenance job. The cabin itself, because it's business class, the first thing you test is always the seat, right? Whether it's comfortable and how far you can stretch. I'm not a tall guy, like 5'8". This is plenty of legroom for me, right? So really looking forward to this 10 plus hour flight to Doha. And obviously there's already a menu that you can browse to see what you like to eat and drink. The drink part is always what surprises me. Well, it is a Middle Eastern airline, but I guess there's no restriction when it comes to serving alcohol to the infidels. So look around this, what an impressive menu of wines, and they're all really amazing. And wines and liquors and cocktail and everything, right? And the food menu, oh my goodness, it's like, it looks like it's a good restaurant menu, right? It doesn't actually look normal. It's fancy. So, you know, I kind of had to coordinate with your partner to make sure that you get something different. But, and one of you got to get the lobster. It's kind of a preview, right? Yes, there is lobster. Okay, and checking out the cabin, the table, the controls, everything is just laid out in really nice places. I think it just makes a lot of sense overall. You know, sometimes you walk into a business class and you feel like things are in weird places and it's hard to reach, and you have to twist your arm or your back, God forbid. But this one is that everything's in front of you. You can see all the controls. It's just very nicely laid out. Okay, and I was served a drink, a cocktail. I was given some choices, but I just chose whatever is signature, which is I always do, like in the restaurant as well, right? And turned out to be a wonderful, wonderful drink. Very refreshing. It's not the summer, so it doesn't need to be like cool, but I think we're going to a place that is always hot. So it's, I guess that's why they always have these drinks that are minty, that are just the right amount of fruitiness. Okay, now continue to explore the cabin. It has everything that you can imagine. There's a bag with slippers in them. It's really nice, very cool, high quality for sure. Something that's got to take home. And the reason why I wore jeans because I knew there was going to be PJ, and took it out. It does have a brand, a co-branded, not one of those fancy brands that you might expect. It's like a UK brand, but it's supposedly very comfortable, very high quality. We put it on, and yep, not disappointed at all. Okay, as you would expect on a flight bound for a Muslim country, it does have direction and prayer instructions on it. So from the control, you can see, you know, which direction is Mecca. So that is cool. So while I'm at the entertainment system, so I'll take out the control, which is a little bit like an iPhone if you look at the size of it and the smoothness and the touch screen, either on the control or the screen. It's just like ridiculously smooth. It's really like, I think money is not really a concern for them, so they just went like look for the best quality one can find in the entertainment system. So now, obviously, the important thing, or the more important thing to me, is the program, right? So no matter how great the hardware is, if there's nothing to watch, then it's not cool. So across the programs, there's a lot of stuff. There's like plenty to watch. Kind of starting to think about what I'm gonna watch. But hey, we're about to take off, so I'm gonna look at that screen where you can see where you're flying, or you look at your takeoff or liftoff is always like really fun. All right, going back to the hardware, noise cancellation headphone always a given. But the difference is I just have a very nice one. The quality is great. You hold it, it's like a Bose, okay? So I'm gonna be using it. And then later, the flight attendants came and helped us to make our bed. The timing is a little bit interesting that they would do this at this time, because we're about to eat, right? Because usually they serve you like a dinner, quote unquote, whatever that meal is. But anyways, try the space again because I want to pretend to be lying down for a photo op. Very, very spacious, plenty of space. Yeah, and now they're getting ready to serve us food, and first, obviously, there's a drink. So we got ourselves like settled, seat in the right position, and with a drink in hand, and then of course they have to come in and put on tablecloth. And there comes the food. The food is one of us got steak and the other one got lobster, so we get to try both of them. And I think they both turn out to be good. I wouldn't say they're like amazing, but the kimchi with lobster is really a nice spin, right? Given that we just left in South Korea. It's pretty cool. It tastes good, but I would say that it's not the best business class food I've tasted, but it's quite good. What really amazed me was actually the dessert and how they, not just the plating itself, it's beautiful and it's delicious, right? But also like the fact that it kept a candle lit on your table. It feels like it's a romantic night out, right? And they always kept like a wet or even a warm towel there for you. That's kind of a little bit of an Asian thing to do, so I guess that's where they learned it from, I'm guessing. Yeah, overall, just a wonderful meal. Okay, now I'll come to sleep. This is not a negotiable thing for business class, as you all would agree. And there's nothing like a Qsuite, really. The space is ridiculous. The ambiance is amazing. Not just the darkness, but it's the right kind of darkness with the light, with the sound is very quiet playing. Wow, it's like so easy to fall asleep. Being an old man, I obviously would get up middle of the night to use the restroom, but there's also an opportunity for me to check it out. Nothing to write home about, except it is a little more spacious than the other ones that I've been to. It's quite a nice size restroom for a plane. And it's got every amenity you can imagine in it. But it's all like well hidden like in drawers. It's just very nicely organized. So I think after visiting Doha and after being to some of these oil-rich Middle East countries, and I think they do have a good sense for tidiness. So that's reflected in the restroom here. Now, the other important thing is because I am like a business class passenger, right? So I gotta have Wi-Fi, and it's gotta be full time, right? So, okay, took it out, played with Wi-Fi a little bit. I would say that it wasn't like the easiest thing to do for some reason. I had to struggle a little bit, but I finally got a line. It's not like the fastest Wi-Fi, but it's all right. There's Wi-Fi. The more important thing is are the programs, like I said. So I finally had time to start looking through programs. There's a lot of like international program, which is obvious. I would say that there's definitely enough to watch even for an ultra long flight, even for someone who travels a lot and watch a lot of like on board movies. It's good, and there's some bonus here. So the bonus is that there's actually a series of good educational kind of films that you can watch for your kids on how to educate kids and how other things, how to manage your life and all that, right? It's pretty cool. I didn't watch any of them. Okay, so and here comes a snack. You have a choice as well. I chose something very light, kind of like an appetizer to my breakfast. And as usual, like it's just very good. It's very nice. Whether you pick breakfast-wise, like Western or Asian, the food is just really, really impeccable. Okay. But taste-wise, I would say that the taste is a little bit more neutral. It's not super impressive in terms of like the taste, the flavors, the aroma, and all that. All right, so when it comes to service, just a kind of a blanket statement that the service is good. It's a little bit more like an American airline or a European. You all know like Middle Eastern airlines are not often like Asian airlines. They are, I would characterize their service as very clean. They will do whatever you need them to do. They come out and check on you. But they don't do the Asian thing where they keep on bugging you and then they keep on like trying to see what they could do better. They're not really like that. Their attitude is more like we're more equal in a way, right? So if you need any help, I'll help you, but otherwise, we're all cool. Lastly, I want to tell you why Qatar Airways is amazing, and I will come back if I have a chance to take Qsuite again. It's because of Qatar Airline. Well, if you take any airline through Doha, you get to experience Qatar. It's Doha Airport, right? But this airport is truly amazing. I want to kind of make a surprise statement is that what impresses me the most about Qatar Airways is actually the Doha Airport and access to its lounge. I can do a special video just on the lounge itself because it's that impressive. It's not just big, but it's awesome. That's it for this review of Qsuite. Hope you find it useful. If you pay a moderate amount of money or you exchange with points, I think this is definitely something that's got to be on your bucket list as a overall one of the top business class experiences. Thank you for watching and following ABCDC The World, and be sure to comment and let me know what your experience has been with either Qatar Airways, Doha Airport, or other business class flights, or any flight for that matter. And be sure to subscribe if you haven't. Thank you.